November 19th, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for being awesome. Thanks for telling your friends about this room. And now we're going to chat for the next 30 minutes or so about success, about leadership, and success leaves clues. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being awesome. And I'd like to invite you all to invite your friends, invite more people to see the stream, the live stream that I have here going on YouTube as well and on this app. So today I'm going to talk about leadership, success leaves clues, and what are some of my thoughts, and have you all share what's your thought on leadership and how does success leave clues for you? What are you doing about it? So I want to thank you for being here. But before we get going, I just want to tell you who I am. Some of you know me, some of you don't. And just briefly about me. So my name is Kamal. I am a student and teacher of the law of attraction. I am working with Bob Proctor on Thinking into Results and Think and Grow Rich. That's the name of this club. So this is your first time. I appreciate that if you will follow it and follow everybody that comes to stage. So Bob has been doing leadership and potential and human potential training for many years, 61 years, and he's now teaching me. So what I have for you today is some of the thoughts and leadership talks that we talk about on a regular basis. I'm grateful that I get to speak with him on a weekly basis and learn from him and his mentees as to how to lead and how to become and do amazing things. So I just want to thank you for being here. Dolores, thanks for being here, and Michelle and Ravi and Kylie and a few folks on YouTube, which I cannot see the channel from here, but I know there's somebody out there. So success leaves clues, right? What is that about? What is that? How does that have to do with leadership? Well, if you're going to leave clues, you're going to have to learn how to lead first, right? You're going to have to learn to become that amazing leader that you are, the manager, the executive, the coach, the entrepreneur, the business owner. You have to become somebody you've never been before. But how do you do that? How do you do it? And what are some of the basics? And I'd love you all to share after I speak for a few minutes. So raise your hand and I'll bring you up, and or leave comments, and then we can read them and go through them. So after about 21 years of working in the manufacturing industry and getting several degrees, I started asking these questions. How can you get extreme success? How do you go to that next level very fast? Like, what do you have to do? What do you have to do to really grow? So then I decided to really seek mentorship. One second, I'm going to move the pet because the pet is causing noise. The pet is causing noise. Oh, the pet is causing noise. Here we go. I'm back. Now the pet's in the cage. She's safe. So 21 years in manufacturing, then I decided, man, I want more. I want more money. I want more income. How come these leaders at the top, how do they do it? With the same degrees, with the same education, how come they have twice the salary, twice the house, twice the cars? What do they know that we don't know? So you start digging into it and you start learning, it doesn't take a lot, but they do things differently. They operate with a different mindset. They operate with a different strategy on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to share with you today what I've learned over the last few years as to how these leaders are doing it and what I'm doing to be what I want to do, right? So that's the key, is what you learn and what you do and how you implement things in your life. So I'm going to break it down into maybe 6 steps today. Yeah, I have a piece of paper here. This is one of my last meetings with Bob. This is about 2 months ago. About 6 steps about leadership and success. So what do you have to do to start becoming successful? Well, first, it starts with you have to believe that you are in love with this job that you're doing, this business that you're in, whatever it is, whatever function, whatever engineering, whatever management, whatever accounting, whatever function that you're in. Are you in love with it? Or do you have a business and that you're passionate about? And if not, that's okay. We can work on your goals and help you figure out what's your purpose, vision, and goal in life. What is it you really want to do? See, you want to start loving your days. You want to fall in love with the position that you're in. Could it be a servant? Could it be a leader? Could it be a manager? But that position, that your purpose here on life, on earth, you need to be in love with it. You're going to spend the next 20, 30, 50 years working it. I hope you choose wisely and that you love it, right? You don't want to be miserable for the next 30 years. That'd be the last thing you want to do. works for in somewhere just waiting for retirement. You're waiting until you get 65 and you're going to retire. So you don't want to do that. So those leaders that leaving clues, they are in love with what they're doing. I'm talking about the happy leaders. I'm talking about the leaders that are actually sane and they're not depressed and they're not anxious all the time. They're not frustrated. There are many that are leading companies and positions that they are not very well versed on the mindset of what they need to do, but there are many that are in love with what they're doing. So you have to find that thing. You have to find that job. You have to find that business. I don't know what it is for you, but you're going to have to find it. And if you don't know how to find it, we can help you. So then you start creating habits that's going to allow you to win in this business. You create a winning habit. You start building and growing this idea. You start building and growing this business that you're in. You build it. It could be sales. It could be making phone calls. It could be selling cars. You start building habits around that business. So first you have to fall in love with this idea. You got to start building these habits so you can build this business successfully. That's step one. Step two is you have to make a decision. You have to learn how to make decisions. So you see how we went with a goal. We went with like something you love to do. And then we're going to get you to make a decision. You got to learn how to make decisions. In the one of the articles from Earl Grey about the common denominator of success, it says leaders and executives know how to make decisions. Do you know how to make decisions? You have to learn how to make decisions fast, really, really fast. If you're the type that's making decisions slow, if you're the type that's taking weeks and months to decide on something, you're not making decisions fast and you're not working from your utmost potential. You are working from your old potential, from your paradigm, from your old habits. So you have to learn how to make decisions fast. I have an article here from Earl Grey, just amazing, common denominator of success. It talks about what it takes for you to step up and be that leader that you want to be. There's a leader inside of you. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. You have to build this decision skill. See, in this book that I'm studying now every week, every day, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it's an amazing book. And Napoleon Hill was asked by Andrew Carnegie when he was approached to write this book and do the laws of success. Andrew Carnegie was timing him. And Andrew Carnegie goes to Napoleon Hill, would you spend the rest of your life documenting the laws of success for the top 500 people in the world at the time? This was back in the 1900s. And Napoleon Hill was like, wow, how could you decide so quickly? Like he was thinking in his mind, right? Well, the story goes that he decided in 29 seconds to spend the rest of his life dedicated to the research and development and writing the clues of the top 500 people, how they went and how they generated their success, how they went from nothing to multimillionaire level status. And he decided in 29 seconds. If I ask you now to decide on something to spend $10, would you even decide? If I ask you to spend a day or two on something, would you even decide? You probably won't. How come? But you want to be a leader. You want to be successful. So what is missing? Why is this decision so difficult? So you probably went to school. You probably have a degree or two or a certificate or two or three, just like I did. But you don't learn how to make decisions fast. You learn to analyze a lot, sit on it, sleep on it, let another weekend go through, let it simmer, and then you just don't get the decision done. So you have to learn how to make decisions fast. When President Kennedy asked Von Braun, the number one scientist for the NASA program, what does it take to take people from Earth to the moon and bring them back down safely? He answered him in 10 seconds. The will to do it. The will to do it. So leaders have the ability to make decisions fast. That's the second skill. Me sitting with Bob Proctor, listening to this 2 months ago, you kind of know it, but now it gets in, right? You get to realize it, that you have to find something that you fall in love with and you start doing, and you start creating habits every day. Something that you do every day. You keep getting better and better and better. And then you make a decision that this is what you want to do. You're going to have to decide that this is your life. This is how you're going to make money. This is the kind of person you're going to become. You have to decide. But I don't want you to do it in a haphazard way. I don't want you to do it and you be going chaotic. We want you calm. We want you collected. We want you serene. We want you having fun. We want you enjoying yourself, enjoying your life, and having the time of your life. That's what we want you to do. But how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you decide on big things, on big jobs, on big businesses, nice and slow and easy? How do you do it? Well, it starts with you figuring out what you are in love with. What do you want to do? Making that decision. You start making one decision at a time. And the third is you have to relax. So he said you have to put yourself in a relaxed state. You got to put yourself in a relaxed state when you're making these decisions. You cannot do it frantically. You cannot do it with like a madness kind of thing. No, you have to be calm. You have to learn to be calm. Now, how do you learn to be calm? Do you know how to learn to be calm? You should learn how to learn to be calm. If you don't, we got to talk and I can show you how. If you don't know how to do that, you can learn how to do that. Now, how do you do that? You do it one day at a time. You do it slowly. You're not going to get calm right away. You do it by studying. Now, you're going to say, studying what? Well, studying mindset material, studying material that's going to teach you something bigger than you every day, right? You have to start doing things that you've never done before. You put yourself in a calm state, and that could be meditation, that could be nice music, that could be something related to your business, but they have to be relaxed, it has to be comfortable, it has to be a clean environment. That's the third thing. Successful people, that's what they do. These are the clues. This is coming from somebody who's been doing this for the last 61 years. But we're talking about big numbers. We're talking about big success. How do you get big success coming to you? Big money. So you said you got to start playing with numbers. Do you play with numbers? Like, do you look at $1 million and feel that $1 million is not a lot? Or do you look at $1 million and say, oh my God, $1 million, that's a lot of money? So you have to look at big numbers and start to make them small. So make it like a game. $1 million is nothing but 1,000 times 1,000. 50,000 times 20. 100,000 times 10. So you have to make that feel. You have to start getting that belief and that feel that big numbers could be small for you. Because if you want to succeed and start making big money, these big numbers have to get smaller to you. If you don't see it small, you're not going to make it. Because right now you're probably making 30, 40, 50, 100,000, and you want to make that 200 or that million or that 2. Play with numbers. Play with big numbers. If you're on a plane traveling somewhere, get your notepad and start writing on it. You know, how do you make a big number small? You start a million and you put 1,000 times 1,000, 100,000 times 10, 50,000 times 20. This might seem odd. This might seem silly. This might seem different. But like I said, you have to do things differently than what you've been doing. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You're going to get the same results. Insanity, defined by Einstein, is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So if you want different results in your life, that's what you're going to have to do. You have to do something different. This is just one of the ways. There are many ways. But this is what he showed us. This is what he came up with when we talked to him about this success leaves clues. We're like, what is that about? How do you do it? How do you spend every day? Kind of interesting, right? Kind of really interesting. So what's number 4? The fourth thing that successful people do and leaders do, they read and they study every day. Now, what do you read and study every day? You read and study every day a bit of mindset, a bit of meditation, a bit of like something bigger than you. Like I study now Thinking into Results. That's the name of my teaching. And this book, Think and Grow Rich. I study that every day. Now, what does that do? That teaches you about goals, teaches you about desire, teaches you about your personality, teaches you about faith, teaches you about, persistence. How can you stay persistent? How can you stay strong? How can you stay the course every day, day in, day out? So you have to study every day. When you study every day, something happens to your mind. You start becoming in control. And if you want to be in control, you have to study every day. If you don't study every day, what happens? If you study just some of the days, you're going to feel good on some of the days, then you're going to feel bad on other days. And you're going to be like up and down like a roller coaster. So we want you to be calm, want you to be collected, want you to be like consistent. Studying every day is not negotiable. Now, I don't mean to study a lot. I don't mean you're saying to study for hours. I mean just study a little bit, like half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night, and that's it. That should not be too much. And if you can't do that, maybe success and leadership is not for you. Maybe you are happy with where you're at. So that was the fourth thing. So let me review here quick. We're going to review here quickly. And then we're going to start sharing. And I'd like you to ask questions. I'd like every one of you to ask questions. So what kind of questions? So you believe that you love what you're doing. Because if you're not, you're in the wrong position. You're in the wrong company. You're in the wrong job. Start creating habits around that winning. Then you're going to learn how to make decisions. You have to learn how to make decisions like champions do, like leaders do. Then you want to be relaxed. You want to find the exercise, the gym that you like, the walking, the fitness, and get comfortable. You want to be in a nice, comfortable space in your home. Even if it's small, it doesn't need to be big, but you need to be comfortable. You need to learn how to relax and put yourself in a calm state. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to reach out. I put my contact here in the memo here in the notes. So reach out and ask me, say, hey, I want to know how you relax. How do you do that? What does that even mean? Let relax. And write that down. Let relax, because it's different than go and relax. You have to let yourself relax. We often don't allow ourselves to relax. We keep our minds busy all the time doing stuff, and we don't relax. But you have to learn how to relax. And then I want you to start playing with big numbers. I want you to learn how to take big numbers and make them small. 1 million, 10 million, whatever is your number. You could be at the million already. Right now, I'm looking at $1 million income, generating that income, right? So you got to make it small. Because if $100,000 is too big for you, $1 million is definitely going to be too big. But let's make it small. Let's learn how to make that million small. Then you're going to find ways to make that million. You're going to find ways to make that 100,000. If you don't want to do that, let's say you make 10,000, maybe put 100,000. That's okay. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what your level is, but play with big numbers. All right. So that was 4. And number 5 was read and study every day. This is non-negotiable. You read and study every day. What? Well, Think and Grow Rich is one of them. I have one book club about that, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I have a mastermind coming up that we're going to start it out of this book. I have Thinking into Results, the material that you need to help you become a leader, to help you become a decision maker, to help you relax, to help you learn how to make big numbers small, to help you to learn how to run your business, how you have the mindset and the sanity to do it. And then he gave us the last one, number 6, which is also in this book, but it's hard to do by yourself. He said, you got to develop relationships and friendships all over the world. And with, the social media and the internet and the Zoom and the apps, you can do this very easily nowadays. It should not be a hard thing to make a phone call and go somewhere, right? It should not be a hard thing. You should be able to do that. There should be no reason why you can't. So you develop friendships all over the world. You start meeting people. You start connecting with people. You start building relationships. You start having meetings with them. You start making phone calls. These are the kind of people that are going to rhyme with you, with what you want, right? These are the 6 steps of leadership. Success leaves clues. If you ask anybody that is in a prominent position, he or she will say, definitely, these make sense. Now, of course, you're going to develop some other skill set. You could be in the technical field. You could be in the investing field. You could be in anything. Who knows what you're in? You're going to have to develop that skill set in that field. That's a separate thing. I'm talking about it from a mindset perspective. From a mindset perspective, where do you go? What do you do? How do you become a leader? Who's leaving all these clues? Well, this is the clues that Bob gave me. These are the clues that many, if you ask Grant Cardone, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Bob Proctor, anybody that is somebody, they will tell you these are sound ideas. And it only takes one idea. It only takes one idea to get you to where you want to go. So then we said, okay, Bob, what else? He said, well, you're going to have to start doing things before you feel that you are ready. This is so fundamental and so important. You have to start doing things before you feel that you are ready. So what does that mean? So you see, so many people will wait and wait and wait and wait until their businesses are like perfect before they launch. They wait and wait until their book is perfect before they launch. That's not the case. Successful leaders do not do that. You have to start learning and doing things before you feel that it's ready. You got to do it. You do something before you feel or you think that you're ready. 60, 70% is enough. Most of the time we've been taught, no, don't do mistakes. It's going to be bad. Wait till it's perfect. It's like that perfect assignment that you're waiting on it so long, you miss the deadline. So you don't want to be waiting. You don't want to be missing that deadline. You want to be doing it right now, as soon as you can. 60, 70% is enough. And then you could make it perfect as you go along with the first iteration, second iteration. Why do you think all these books out there have version 1, version 2, version 3? You just get better. You just get better. You get the feedback and you get better. And I don't want you to underestimate the fact of mentorship, the fact of what it takes to be with a mentor and what it takes to be taught by somebody else. Because you can be successful without a mentor. But it's so important. It's so important to have a mentor. So if you ask anybody, hey, welcome, Dan. Thanks for being here, buddy. If you ask anybody, what's it like? Why did you succeed? These 6 things that I just mentioned. Believing in what you want and you love doing it. You create habits that are winning. You start making decisions fast. You start learning how to relax and how you can become somebody that you've never been. You start playing with big numbers. Don't just play with the small numbers. You want to play with big numbers. If you want big checks to come to you, you got to play with big numbers, baby. And you got to start studying every day. You got to get your mind in control. You got to get control of that mind. This is non-negotiable. It doesn't take a lot of time. 15, 20 minutes in the morning, 20, 30 minutes at night, and you're done. And I'm not talking just about writing your goal. Anybody can write their goal. Develop these friendships. Develop these.
Sorry, I gotta give energy. I love you, bro. I'm so grateful today. Oh my goodness. Be grateful. Keep going. Come on. Sorry, everybody. Be grateful with that blessing. Go ahead.
That is so awesome. Dan, the man, I love that. There's so much energy here. So he also said, don't hold yourself back. Get a mentor. It's so important to have a mentor. I guess you can be successful without one, but probably some people did. But including Bob Proctor, including Forbes Riley, including Manny Fernandez, including Laura Langmeyer, these guys and these women do not get where they are without mentors. These men and women, you need that mentor to move you to that next level. Your whole life is going to change when you get yourself a mentor. You're going to go from nowhere to somewhere. You're going to go from not having a business to having a business that could operate all over the world. See, if you want to win in a big way, as leaders do, and that's what Success Leads Clues does, you're going to need to get yourself a mentor. It's almost like getting a direct pipeline of information when you have a mentor. It's a direct pipeline. What they know, they're going to pass on to you. And you're going to gain all the wisdom. You're going to gain all the experience. You're going to gain all the years that they've spent harnessing. So, for example, with Bob Proctor doing this mindset teaching for the last 61 years, and now I see him directly face-to-face, Forbes Riley, face-to-face, Laurel Langmeyer, face-to-face meetings with them. Everything they know gets transferred. So you want to learn to get mentors. That's what successful leaders do. You're going to get all the shortcuts. See, mentors in the short amount of time has literally changed the course of my life. 21 years, and in the last 8 months, life has changed for the better. Just incredible. See, before I met Bob, I did have a successful career. I did have money coming in. I did have a 6-figure income. Now I have 3 times that. And not just me, my clients. So most people who are seeking that success, you have to go that route. Not just about a mastermind, it's about a mentor. You have to dedicate your life to learning, growing. That's what you got to do. And that's going to give you that biggest change that you're ever waiting for. I'm forever grateful that I made that decision. Somebody invited me to this Bob Proctor meeting, and I went. And this has been a big transition, huge transition. So when you have a mentor, it changes the course of your life. It changes everything. It's easy to get in a routine and get in a rut, and you just start doing things again over and over again. And leadership don't do that. That's not success. That's not the clues. You have to learn to become exciting. You have to start being excited about the adventure that you're on. And you do that by stretching. You do that by setting aside your limitations and follow somebody that knows what they're doing. You got to follow your dream. I'm now a consultant with Bob Proctor. I'm now collaborating with so many top-notch people. Just incredible. Forbes Riley, Laura Langmeyer, Harrison Klein. 8 months ago, this was not even in the picture. 2 of them were in the movie The Secret, the hit movie The Secret. This will change the course of your life. And that's what leaders do. Success leaves clues. If you look at any successful man or woman, they've had somebody to lift them up. How do they lift them up? You learn from them. You emulate what they're doing. There's so many opportunities for you to get involved with the mastermind, with the Think and Grow Rich, with thinking into results. You want to move your life. Ask yourself, what are you doing different? What are you doing different this week than last week to get better, to make more money, to generate more income, right? You have to raise your belief. You have to change many, many things. This is one of them, mentors. I've changed my beliefs on schools. I've changed my beliefs on money. I've changed my beliefs on how to earn money. You want to earn money by the dollar or by the 10 or by the hundreds? It's just a different way of thinking. Do you want to earn money $1 at a time or 10 at a time or $100 or 1,000 at a time? Do you want money to come to you while you sleep? Do you need a website that Dan can build for you? Like, you need to think. But how do you do that on your own? You can't do it on your own. You can't do it on your own. You need a mentor. In the short amount of time, these 4 mentors that I have, and they're changing my life for the better, I'll be forever grateful. And you will be as well when you find that one that's going to resonate with you to help you. So I use Thinking into Results. I use that program that Bob has been teaching for the last 61 years. Just imagine, 61 years. It's an amazing system. You go, not just from where you are, you go like, you're going to need a telescope 6 months from now if you start working with me. A telescope. Now, this might sound different. This might sound so far out. It is. This is not 1-2% change in results. This is like 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, 6 months, maybe even less. So that's what I did. I got mentors and my life changed for the better. I now help people like yourselves, real estate agents, entrepreneurs, young mom and dads that want to get out of their jobs and do something and they're too scared. Especially, middle-level managers and entrepreneurs that want to start some business. How do you get the results? How do you start thinking in a certain way? So the objective is to help you really change how you think so you can get the success that you deserve. So if you want to be happy, if you want to be healthy, if you want to be prosperous, it's all here. Thinking into Results is going to show you how to get it. It's an amazing system, amazing way. Live coaching for 6 months. It has really triggered something in your mind. If this conversation helps you, if this makes you think, wow, how is somebody could do that? I mean, look at Dan. Dan studies with me in the mastermind with Think and Grow Rich. So many of my students are doing amazing. Contact me. Say, hey, I'd like to know more about this. Let's sit down. Let's have a talk. Let's see where you're at in your business. Let's see if we can collaborate. Don't see, you have to step out, right? You have to say, yes, this is the way to go. You keep doing the same thing as you've been doing, nothing is going to change. Nothing will change. The decision to actually jump onto mentorship and get thinking into your life will change the course of your life for the better. 100% guaranteed. You do the moves, 100% guaranteed you will get results. So if this has triggered something in you, if you learned something from these clues, if you learned something how leaders do it, if you are interested in talking to me, let me know. Reach out. You know how to find me on the app here or online on my YouTube channel or LinkedIn or Facebook. I would love to speak with every one of you. I want to thank you all so much. And if you have any questions, please raise them, put them in the comments, or raise your hand and bring you up and let's chat. What's your success story? How do you lead? What is your struggle? How can I help you with? What's one thing today I can help you with? What's one thing Dan can help you with? Dan has a lot of tricks. We know people that know people that know people that know companies. We would love to help you. So I hope this has kind of opened your mind into something that you haven't heard before. And I'm glad we've resonated. I'm glad that you came to the room. I'm glad you are here on this channel. And I'd love to speak with every one of you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, raise your hand.